Hello, 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 and welcome to a Paul or Nothing spin-off show called Macca in Your Attic, where I ask my guests to show me their junk. We're going to sift through the tit and the tat and find the primo Paul McCartney memorabilia. Me and my guests today are going to go through their attic, as it were, and they're going to show me 5 interesting, rare, strange, valuable, or sentimental items, hopefully with an interesting story attached. Fortunately, the format requires the guest to be more prepared and interesting than me, so I get to do a lot of learning, have a lot of fun myself. Today, everyone, I'm joined by the creator and host of my rival podcast. He is both an inspiration and a thorn in my side, and he's one of the legs that make up the Two Leg podcast. If you're watching this, you more than likely know who they are, especially since we've had Andy on as well. He's been on the proper Paul or Nothing pod at least 3 or 4 times, and they are some of my very favorite in the entire canon. In particular, one where we did the Beatles, what if they did a reunion comeback gig special. That is just up there. It really is. Again, though, he's also one of the people who I first thought of when I first decided to steal this format. He is a relentless collector. Please, everyone, welcome Tom Hunyady to the show. What's going on, dude? Welcome.
So good to see you again. Thank you for having me on this wonderful idea of yours.
Thank you.
Or stolen idea, should I say?
No, what's that quote? It's like clever people create, but geniuses steal, or
yes,
something like that. It's from, I think it might be from Steve Jobs. Probably not, though. He very much like Lennon. He's one of those people who has a million quotes falsely attributed to them. But of course, the main reason I have you here is you are a figure of somewhat semi-regular ribbing on my podcast for someone who splurges on very expensive Beatles-related ephemera. Question 1, have you purchased or planned to purchase the George Harrison box set that's coming out?
You will have to wait for a future live unboxing.
Oh, I knew it. As soon as I saw that price tag, I was like, he's going to be all over this. He's going to be all over it. And I cannot wait for that unboxing video. I will make sure I am there on the day. But when did you start collecting? Because Andy kind of hinted that you started a little bit after him.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, I always had the music, but it was like these knickknacks and collectibles. I really didn't start that until Egypt Station, all the different variations of that album.
Okay.
Plus, we know a particular item that I'll be showing here in a little bit, So, I mean, it was like, and plus, I'm a McCartney podcast host. I guess I should be getting more than just the CDs.
I totally understand that. Yeah. Especially when you've got a little cash to burn. It's like I don't need another copy of Snover, or I don't need 3 Imagined, but hell, I mean, I can't review it unless there's a cheesy thumbnail picture of me holding it going like that, with like a red circle.
Yeah. Plus, it really took off during the first couple months of COVID. I had a little time on my hand. We were still working a lot, but fortunately, we had a little more time at home. So it was just like, okay, what am I going to do? Oh, well, I got a couple friends that are collecting 45s, picture sleeve 45s. So maybe I should start getting into that. And that just took off into, the tour programs, the Rolling Stone articles, with him on the cover. It just took off into so many different directions, and it's been a lot of fun.
And when did you start your Instagram page of Beatles collecting as well?
Oh, yeah, Harry and Don, my 2 friends, they were kind of like started the whole little thing. I think so. It had to have been last year at some point.
Yeah.
Because it's just, I mean, I've got so many things going on. That was almost like a third party, So Harry was like, you want to be part of this? And I'm like, yeah, fine, go ahead and set it up, and I'll just, send pictures and stuff like that. But yeah, the Wings Collector on Instagram is the 3 of us. Yeah,
it's a fantastic page, and it just fills me up with rage and jealousy whenever I see it.
That's the main reason why we do it, obviously.
Of course. I mean, there are things I'm looking at now. It's like I'm getting into CDs now and cassette tapes, copies of Club Sandwich as well. That's something that I'm having a lot of fun collecting, and it gets pretty crazy when you look at those, rarely sought after, those rarely found editions and issues and stuff. It's like, most of them you'll get for about £5, £10, kind of maybe between $10 and $15, and then you got early ones where it's like, it quickly goes up to beyond £200 very, very quickly for a magazine. It's a magazine. And someone should just buy them and just upload them all in PDF files. Right. I know there's a Russian site that has about 10 copies of Club Sandwich on there. Very handy indeed. Yeah. But I take it then most of your collecting has been done in the digital age then?
Yes, yeah. See, when I first started, I mean, I had no clue about this back in the mid 80s, late 80s. I had no clue what was out there. I wasn't really necessarily reading Rolling Stone or anything to see all the promotional stuff in the back of the, so I didn't know all about that really until probably the mid 90s when I started seeing, going to the store, music stores, and you would see the posters and stuff like that. So I mean, I had no idea about this kind of thing, really. So it's been fun trying to catch up for sure.
Totally. But I've been speaking to some people who have been collecting kind of pre-internet, and as much fun as it is to like romanticize that stuff, I think we just straight up have it better,
Yeah, exactly. Now we just go on eBay or Discogs or something like that, and we can find something very easily.
Discogs is a ridiculous resource, especially with bootlegs. Every single bootleg that exists. Do you want to know every single variation of the Russian album? It's on there.
It's on there.
100% it is. Or do you want to see some weird Mexican EP that has 4 Beatles songs that you never knew were on the same disc together? That's out there.
Crazy.
What was the very first item you ever acquired, though? Beatle item, album, vinyl?
Well, I mean, I remember it was CD. No, it wasn't CD. I remember my first CD being Let It Be. I remember my first album being White Album. I did cassettes and records first. Then the following year or two later, then I started getting the CDs because my dad got me a CD player for Christmas. So probably about in the mid 90s, I pretty much had all of them on cassette, CD, and then record. So that was the first thing.
That sounds so much fun. I mean, there are even the more obscure formats, like can you get it on a micro CD? Can you get it on?
The great thing about it is that by the time I started collecting, I didn't have to worry about all those US albums, all the different Beatles 6 or second album or anything like that, because by that time in '86 they all went to the UK, the proper UK records,
as they should have done. Should have done. What's your local record store scene like? Because you are one of the faces of Record Store Day, as far as I'm concerned. You are a guy who I know to camp out and get these vital items. Was there one that just happened recently?
Yeah, we just had one last week actually, and yeah, we have I was actually, because a couple people are coming out to visit, Andy and Ethan, as you know as well. They're going to be out here in August. So for shits and giggles, I was just writing down a list of all the record stores are in Arizona, and I already wrote down, and I stopped at 21.
So, that's fantastic.
So I'm just going to take them all these record stores. But there's the chain out here is called Zia Records. And we've had a lot of luck in there, and luckily it's a lot more fun too when your significant other is into it as well. So we find it that it's worth camping out, getting there, 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning. And when we got there this past time at 1:45 in the morning, there was already 4 people ahead of us.
Wow.
So it's just not us. So it's but it's a lot of fun because the one thing I got for Ethan, they only had one copy. So
really? Good
Yeah,
God.
yeah. So we find it worth it to get there in the morning, so that early.
The big item this year in terms of our circle was a Beatles record player. That was the big item,
Yeah,
wasn't
the
it?
Crosley Yellow Submarine record. And actually, the person you're talking to on Wednesday just got one yesterday. So
I
yeah,
wonder if he'll include it. I wonder if he'll include it. That's very interesting.
yes,
Do not talk to him about this. It'll have to be a surprise. Oh my
perfect.
gosh. Oh my gosh. Is there anything that you haven't picked up or got away that you regret? Is there anything that eludes you? You know, a white whale?
Yes. And I was really hoping to get it for this show. And what it is, it's I think it was in '76. All these record stores across America got this styrofoam W. It's like a Wings logo, okay, and
Oh,
it's massive. It's pretty big. I had a chance to buy this last year from the main record store that I go to. Thing is, he wanted $325 now for it, and it's just styrofoam. Now, COVID was just starting, so we weren't really 100% sure, if we were going to be continuing to work or not. So I just thought, well, maybe I just shouldn't, get that purchase just yet. Fast forward to 2 weeks ago, I go back to the store and I say, look, unfortunately I didn't buy it last year. Do you still have it available? He goes, I still have it, but it's no longer for sale. And I was just devastated because I was really hoping to show you that piece, because it is a really cool piece.
So if anyone out there knows someone in Arizona who's just bought a giant styrofoam W,
right.
I mean, I hope they know it's like Wings related and it's like not just for some like party decoration or something.
Exactly. I mean, a lot of people, when I showed it to my coworkers, they're like, is that Wonder Woman? What is that?
It's just some guy called William's birthday,
Right.
Right. Now that we've got all that pitter patter out of the way, it is time.
Oh boy.
It is time. Folks, my heart is pounding at this point. I'm so excited for this. Tom, please show me item numero uno.
Numero uno is a piece that I was lucky to find thanks to our friend and my co-host Kid O'Toole. I'll tell you what this is. First of all, this is the Paul McCartney bubble bath.
Oh my
bubble
gosh.
bath bottle. Yes.
That's gorgeous. I love it.
Yeah. Now, author Terry Crane, who did that memes book, reached out to me wanting to know if we'd be interested in having him on the show. And I was like, well, we're a very specific Paul McCartney show, so, and I was like, I really don't have anything. Fast forward another week or two later, Kid O'Toole's in this record store called Blue Village Vinyl in Chicago or in Illinois. And she's filming different pieces. And then this boy popped up and I was like, I gotta have it. And this is in the book that Terry Crane's did for all the memes, all the products from '64 to '66, I believe. So there is a commercial on YouTube about this, and they only did Paul and Ringo. They did not do John and George. So apparently they did some kind of
that's what broke up the Beatles. That's what separated Paul and John. Oh my God.
They did some kind of research and they found out that Paul and Ringo were the two most popular of the band here in America, and they only did. Yeah.
No, but that doesn't even make sense in terms of a collector. Like, surely they would want you to go out and buy all four.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh no, yeah. Oh, only two will do. Yeah, right.
I mean, did it come with any of the shampoo left in it, or
no,
or bubble bath, or?
No, unfortunately, let's just double check here. Yeah, nothing. No, this sucker, that's bone dry, my friend.
You just like it just out tumbles some lost lyrics for Carnival of Light or something. I'm just gonna put them in this bubble bath bottle. And put it out
there's a little film of sex tape of him and Jane in here or something.
How much did that set you back? A little kind of cursory item like that.
I believe it was in the 40 range.
Really? Just for a shampoo, a bubble bath bottle? My gosh. The Beatles prestige knows no bounds, does it?
No.
That's absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
I wonder if any of those Beatles wigs from the 60s have survived, like the really terrible ones.
Oh, but yeah, but you got to know they're probably all matted and stuff like that. They probably don't have no resemblance of what they originally were.
I love looking at those old Beatles merch advertisements and stuff. It's like, you just know everyone would have bought it because,
right.
I mean, just look at commercialism today, you know, everything from Polly Pocket to Trolls to My Little Pony. People buy all sorts of rubbish, and the Beatles put their rubbish out there, and they were the biggest thing on earth. They were bigger than Jesus.
But the people would complain about how much it was, but they would still buy it.
What do you think about that? Like, how do you perceive the fans in the fan base who are seemingly devoted fans who have opinions on all of the music and every new release, but throw constant shade at Paul for not being a complete communist and giving all of his money away? You know, I mean,
listen, I always say this: you're in business for one reason, and that's to make money.
Yeah.
Yes.
And Paul's good at it.
Yes.
Like, compared to John, he wants a job as well. You know, he wants a 9 to 5. What a way to make a living. And he makes a very good living for a lot of people.
Right.
So, and, you know, if the fan base was so against it, they would have decided with their dollar by now, and it would have.
Right. Here's the thing. Actions speak louder than if you don't want this or if you don't approve of it, don't buy it to begin with. I mean, that's really the one way to show people your disapproval of something. Don't buy any variation of the product.
I think there are a lot of closeted purchasers who are.
Oh, absolutely. You know,
these are the same motherfuckers who would be at school saying, "I didn't study for the test." It's like, you lie. You've been at home squirreling away all night. Yeah. No, I've only got one copy of McCartney 3 on CD. Liar. You're a liar.
Yeah. As I'm looking at the diced cardboard boxes right now.
How many McCartney 3s did you get? Did you get all of them in the end?
Dude, do I have to say out loud how many copies I know again?
So hang on, I think there were 21 available, including all CDs and the cassette. I believe it was 21.
But are you talking about in the box, in the white box that it came with, or just in general?
In general, how many times can you put on a media and play the full album?
16.
That should just be the episode, just us going through. That could be a future episode, actually. Tom just shows me all of his McCartney, because I could do that with Andy and all of his Rams.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, that was amazing. No. When we ranked Ram and he did the picture of how many copies that he had, I was really blown away by it.
That went straight on my Twitter feed as well. It was just like, I'm just completely emasculated by this. I'm nothing without this Ram collection. Although I think Mono Ram still eludes him, which I found upsetting, actually. I thought if anyone's going to have it, it's going to be 12 copy Andy, but no. I can't carry on. Yeah, hopefully it's not going to be a mono McCartney 3, because I didn't even know they existed. I don't think they do. No. Item 2, yeah.
So there's a guy out there that I know. He was on our friend Ethan Alexanian's show a few years, or maybe last year. His name is Sam Wiles, and he talked about how much he was looking to get.
Oh no! Oh God! Right. I've never done this, but I'm actually going to throw my hat on the floor. Look at that. So
as soon as
only 10,000 of these exist, and he's got one of them.
Exactly. Yes, exactly. So as soon as I heard that, I was like, okay, I've got to be on a mission here just to get this, just to piss my friend off. And there it is.
It's not your theme song. Oh wow, I've never seen the rear. That's beautiful, actually. Oh, I really like that.
Yeah, I like that too.
It's from the Waterfalls video as well, which is funny.
Right. So normally when you see these on eBay, they're on auction. It's an auction.
Don't tell me you had to buy it now.
No.
Oh.
I was scratch that. Go back. when you see these on eBay, it's usually like $100, $150, $200.
Yeah.
Somebody had it on auction, okay, which was just a mistake to begin with. So I bid 40. Someone beat me, and I bid 50, and then I ended up getting it for $50.
$50. That is ludicrous.
Exactly. Yeah, I was very lucky with this.
I mean, you would have been willing to go to 100 for that, surely.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh man, that's a bad.
And the great thing is that we had the artist on, Jeff Cummings, on the show a few years back.
Yeah.
And he gave us the rundown and the story about doing the cover. So that was a great honor to have him on the show to talk to about all the illustrations he's done for McCartney. So yeah, this was a fun purchase to get. As soon as I knew it, I was just like, hopefully this is going to bite his ass. And
tell me you've played it as well.
Oh, I have. Yeah. And that's the thing too, is I'm like, I don't feel the need to, find these things and sealed copies and leave them sealed. I get the stuff to play, and that's what really brings the joy to me, is getting this to play, not just to leave, on the shelf to collect dust. Now, there is one thing that I have that I got last year that I will leave sealed, and that's the Wingspan on vinyl. I don't know if you've seen that before. So I'm just like, okay, I already got everything. There's really no need to play, Wingspan on vinyl, because I've got it all already. So that I will leave sealed.
You've got a Wingspan.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I'll show you that later.
And then when I edit this back in, I'll have the hat back on, and it will be a very poor transition.
Right. Yeah, here's that Wingspan vinyl.
Oh, look at that. There's no need to open that. It's immaculate. That's gorgeous. That is. Oh.
And see, and even then in 2001 or whatever, when that came out, I had no clue that it came out on vinyl, because I wasn't collecting vinyl,
Now, it doesn't seem like any of this stuff would have been released on vinyl post like 99, but it's all there.
Yes, because, Paul wanted vinyl. So,
I mean, probably, again, rather like Temporary Secretary, a lot of this stuff's probably limited to the tens of thousands of copies, but
right.
You can get lucky. One day I'm hoping to go to a Cathard or a charity shop here in the UK and just see, oh, look, there's Off the Ground UK pressing. They don't know what it is. They put a £2 sticker on it, pick up a couple of other vinyls, stick that one in the middle. Yeah. I'll have this Doris Grenfell record, and I'll have this Frank Sinatra opera covers thing.
It's very badly beaten up, thick as a brick copy of Jethro Tull's.
Yeah, and what's that blue one? Nothing. Just scan it through. Thank you, love. Right, come on, bro. What do we got in third place? I'm dying to see.
Yes. Well, the person you spoke to yesterday, I won't say his name because I don't want other people bugging him for stuff that I've been buying off of him. And
he mentioned you're a customer. He mentioned you're a customer. He mentioned that you're basically helping him downsize.
Yes. Yeah. So I was really excited for the fact that this was part of the sale I made for him. Now these are all, let me get them sealed cassette singles of the Flowers in the Dirt. Singles for all of them. Yes.
Oh, that's all of them. That's all of them.
Yes. So you got My Brave Face. This one.
Fantastic.
Figure of Eight.
So Figure of Eight and OSLA are two different cassettes as well, which is interesting.
Yes, and there it is.
And there's so
and what's put it there.
What's the B side of Figure of Eight then?
Figure of Eight is OLS Soleil.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh wow. I guess Paul's definitely trying to push that dance track to be its own kind of thing.
Definitely pushing that son of a bitch.
Oh man. So, someone at MPL had to design an awful lot of album covers for that song.
Right.
on early Microsoft Paint, I imagine.
Right. So this was, yeah. So our friend, you know, like you said, is downsizing, and
Yeah.
I was just starting to get into the cassette aspect of collecting as well. So when I saw he had all of those, I was like, yeah, definitely. These were, I thought were a good purchase, because again, they're all sealed, all in pristine, tip top shape, and I could probably, you know, when I die and leave all the instructions to my wife, hopefully she can make a profit on all of this stuff.
Just like at the top, do not sell these to anyone named Sam Wiles.
Sam
Yeah, yeah.
Yes. Especially temporary secretary.
Like the body's still warm, not even officially been pronounced dead yet. I'm just
Right.
Excuse me, madam.
Yeah.
I hear you have a copy of Temporary Secretary for sale. please leave us alone, please. Get out of here. I'll be back in 10 minutes. 20 minutes. I'll give you 20 minutes. 20
minutes. There you go. But there's something special about finding stuff that are still sealed like this, you know, because it's very rare.
Yeah.
You know, you don't.
And I tell you what, compared to vinyl, there's not the same temptation to go out and like buy a cassette player. You know,
right? No, there isn't, and I don't have one anymore. Yeah. You know, so you know, this is like kind of like almost, you know, I'm tempted to go to one of my local record stores just to buy a used cassette player now, you know, and hook it up and just so I can play, because, you know, we got the, you know, the McCartney 3s on cassette, the Egypt Stations on cassette, you know, there was the record store cassette with Elvis Costello, McCartney, you know, I haven't played any of that stuff yet. So,
I mean, there's probably a very good chance that NPL knows this and none of them are actually designed to play. They're just like empty shells.
Wouldn't that be hilarious?
Yeah. Well, we never thought actually someone would play it, you know.
Play it.
The album's called Press to Play, Paul. Come on.
Speaking of press to play, that is one of my desirable objects that I want to get in the future, is the Pretty Little Head cassette single.
Yeah. I mean, anything with Pretty Little Head on it, I totally empathize with that desire. I haven't got a 12-inch of it yet. It keeps me up at night. It really does.
Yeah, that's the one that has eluded me too in the 12-inch single area as well.
Was it only released in America, that one, the 12-inch Pretty Little Head?
No, I thought that was just UK.
Oh, just UK. No, and its Stranglehold was US only. It's one of them. It's one of the singles, yeah.
Stranglehold and Press.
Madness. Oh, Paul, just give us everything. Just. I mean, I'm still livid about the fact that you probably still could fit USLA onto Flowers in the Dirt if you just reorganize the tracks a bit. I think you could get away with it.
Well, I mean, you trim off a minute of Motor of Love, and yeah, you probably could.
You know what? Everyone out there probably thinks I would hate Motor of Love. It's so goofy. It's so ridiculous. Speaking of talking about off the ground, the final track or the second to final track on that's a song. Is it Come On People?
Well, People, yeah.
That's a song that needs a red pen to it, as my English teacher would say. Yeah, that needs a pair of scissors. I feel like something big's coming. You know, when Quint feels
we're getting there.
You know, when the reel in Jaws just starts turning and is like, get behind me.
This is definitely one of my favorite pieces in the collection. And again, I had no idea this existed until I went to my record store and he had it in his cabinet. And this is, I think I showed you before, this is the Run Double Run 45 collection with the box. You know, really cool idea. I think all these illustrations were done by Paul as well. You know, so
gorgeous.
But yeah,
and, how many singles were there for that then?
It's not the fact that it was a singles. I mean, it's just the fact that
is it the album as singles then?
All the album, yeah, as singles, yeah. So you know, and
love that.
Yeah. Yeah, and then plus you got Fabulous on here too, because I think it was an odd number, so they threw in Fabulous on the odd 45, so they would all have a song on each side, So, but yeah, I mean this is lovely. I think it's really cool. All of them, excuse me, sound wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a big fan of this album, Run Double Run. So as soon as I saw this, I shit myself, and I was like, "Fuck, I gotta have this," But the cool thing is there's room. I've got other things in here too, like the Strawberry Field Penny Lane record store day. The reissue of Yellow Submarine Picture Days. So,
that's funny.
Come On to Me, I don't know.
Oh, so. That's one I want, definitely. Yes. I mean, is In a Hurry and what was it? In a Hurry and
Tonight.
Yeah, Home Tonight. Yeah,
that's in my other 45 boxes. Yes. Wow. So yeah, but this is definitely a very cool piece. Again, beautiful. I don't even know how many copies they made. It's that information is nowhere around. However, it is numbered to 2,358.
So there's at least 2,358.
Yeah, exactly. So I love it. I love these pieces when they're numbered as well.
No, like stuff like that. It's just so whole and all encompassing and complete. It's like, I don't need anything. Everything I need is right here.
Right here, exactly. Yeah. Unfortunately, there was like a hype sticker here. That was like almost completely off when I bought it. So I just just screw it. I mean, it's damaged anyways, the sticker. So there's no point in keeping it on there. But yeah.
No, speaking of stickers, I'm looking for a wildlife with the original like brown wing sticker on it. That one would do it for me. It would. Like, it's hard.
Don't give me any ideas, please. Don't give me any ideas.
Again, I say this every episode. I have such anxiety about the fact that this all just comes down to me saying, I love it. It's beautiful. I want to have it. There's very few ways of saying that. And it's not like I want them for conscious reasons or logical reasons. It's just, I am like the people in Close Encounters of a Third Kind when they're compelled to go to that mountain. They don't know why, but, Paul is descending from the heavens and handing out copies of Pipes of Peace, Boo, 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 boo. The Pipes of Peace.
So this was, I'd say this was $100.
$100. That's what's more infuriating than the items you have is the price you're paying for them at this point. But I guess for a lot of this stuff you need to have saved your cash because there's a few big items I know you've got. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I was curious on how I was going to show this, but
you might have to stand back.
Yeah. You've given me so much flack for this over the years.
So, folks, on Paul or Nothing, I mentioned the fact that Tom has bought this particular item whenever I need to illustrate avarice or greed or McCartney fans going too far with their spending. It's like the dictionary definition, just you holding it up like that. But it, as I've said before as well, it's all out of jealousy. It's because I want one and I can't have one. They are so limited. I think about -3 were made in the end. It's something like that.
Right. And and I don't mind.
I can see it. It's there. Oh, look at it, folks. It's massive. Oh,
it is.
How big was the box that it came in? Was it?
Oh, I should have I still have it. I should have brought that over.
That could be its own item.
Yeah, exactly. But it's probably, a quarter bigger, around,
Jesus.
Because it was surrounded with styrofoam and stuff like that. So, but yeah, I mean, this is, the bane of my existence because thanks to you, and your, your so-called jealousy, I guess.
I am a bitter jealous lover. I must admit.
Let's see here.
And so this came out over a year after Egypt Station.
I want to say it was right about a year. Yeah. And if I wasn't hook, line, and sinker on this album, I probably wouldn't gotten it. But I love Egypt Station so much that I had to have it.
Yeah, because it's funny. I don't think anyone had spoken about the kind of revisionism of Egypt Station by that point. I think a lot of people now, kind of myself included, are like putting it more back towards a mediocre kind of album. Right. But a year on after that release, everyone was still full on. This is one of the greatest McCartney albums ever. So I can totally understand the hype, 100%.
Yeah. So I mean, one of the highlights then, because then you got the separate album right here. Okay. Trying to get the glare out of there for you. But this is I've kept everything in here sealed. Okay. This had the Frank Sinatra Party, 62nd Street, and Who Cares the full length on one side, and then on side B you got all the live stuff. Come On to Me from Abbey Road, For You from the Cavern Club, Confidant from Lipa, and Who Cares from Grand Central Station.
Jesus.
So yeah, this was
what a disc,
and it's like midnight blue. It's like midnight blue, the vinyl, So I will probably always just leave this sealed. I mean, there's no point really.
No, there's not. There really isn't. It's all on Spotify,
right? Yeah, a couple lithographs from Paul's art. It was nice. Yeah, but then you get.
Come on, let's get to the
you get the album itself too, cool. Yeah, and then
it's weird that they don't give you the Travelers version.
Exactly.
Yeah,
that came out after this.
It came out after. It wasn't concurrent. Yes. That's strange.
No, right. So then you got the regular CD, you got the regular cassette, course, on and on. Now the thing was, then you had like a hidden piece, which ended up being for a USB. So you took that off here. I haven't had it off here in a while, obviously. Stick that in your USB, and you get the 4 live shows or 4 performances that were on side 2 of that single vinyl. So For You, Come On to Me, Who Cares. And For You, I think I said already, but yeah, I mean, so in looking back at it right now, you're like, okay, it really would have been special if it was like one of the whole shows, instead of just
if it was the Cavern performance on there.
Exactly, yeah, exactly. But in the long run, I'm still very happy I made this purchase. I love it. I'm still a huge fan of Egypt Station, so yeah, I think it's yeah.
Yeah, and I'm glad you are, because it's an album that's still up for debate. It really is. There is no final article on it yet.
Right. True. So yeah, I mean, it's still pretty cool.
No, it's not pretty cool. It's really cool. It really is. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I'm not going to pull out all the other knickknacks for it, but
yeah. There was like postcards. There was
and the puzzle stickers, and the cards and stuff like that. So I mean, everybody's seen the picture of the set, the span, or taken apart and stuff like that. So, but yeah,
I think your Wings collector's page needs a proper photo shoot of it, though.
Yeah, maybe. I think that's not. You know what? Maybe I should leave it out and do that later today. Thank you. Good idea. But yeah, that's the thing. Is so okay. Then you see the price tag, and okay, you go $400. I'm like, okay, really? Do I need this for $400? See, but here's the thing, though. When you go to McCartney's website and you buy it, they had this option that's called Affirm. Okay, where you could. If you qualify, you could pay for it for over 3 or 4 months, and that's what I ended up doing. Now, if they didn't have that,
okay, that's really cool, like a payment plan. That's fantastic.
Yeah, exactly. So if they didn't have that, I probably wouldn't have purchased it. So because of that payment plan, that's why I ended up getting it.
Do you reckon that's on specific large items, or say if you got like 20 individual vinyls, do you reckon they'd let you do it, or?
they have done it before, because that's how I got the color vinyl for all the live albums that McCartney released a few years back. The Amoeba, the Wings Over America, Apollo's Live, and the Russian album. That there was a bundle for that, and they were all the color vinyl. And I ended up doing the same thing with that. Was paying it over a couple months.
And we've spoken about fans not appreciating McCartney and having to go at him for being a venture capitalist. Look at that. He's allowing payment plans so that anyone can do it. That's fantastic. I didn't know about that. Are you part of the McCartney's website Illuminati, where you're getting sent stuff? See, why are you not then? Surely, because you've spent the money. You've spent the money.
That's the thing, though, because then we were both rambling on about not getting the dice, the original dice for McCartney 3, and that was going to be. I was going to say, I got 5.5 things to show you, because then fast forward a couple months later, I get the email from UPS saying I'm going to have something delivered from Capitol. And I'm like, finally, I mean, it's just like, I'm going to get something kind of cool, and
oh, God damn.
Even though this is for McCartney Reimagined, it's still cool to be picked or chosen, or however they decide who gets, this promotional stuff, so this was really cool, because then it was just like, it's just the dice, but then it has all the artists, that appeared. And I'm using my phone, unfortunately, because my laptop is being a pain in the ass. But it was just like really cool just to, get that email saying you're going to get something. You know what I mean? So
yeah, because
nice.
I can remember early on thinking it was an influencer thing, like when certain companies will send influencers stuff, and I was like, oh no, I'm not an influencer. And then you find out every one of your friends who buys a lot of McCartney vinyls also getting these free dice, and it's you start connecting the dots.
Alan Cozen, Darren DeVivo, and and other people in the vinyl community were getting it, and I was like, oh man. So and I had been getting a lot of things from. I had bought a lot of things in the past from his website, because if that's how they choose who gets this promotional stuff, and then right off the bat that now more people are going to start buying stuff from his website, just to see if they can get this promotional stuff. So
everything's falling into place for McCartney.
Yes. It sure is. It sure is.
Oh my gosh, I can remember at the time I kind of realized that if anything, subconsciously I wanted to be blacklisted, because then that means MPL would know who I am, where in reality it's just people who are patrons of his website, and not only am I not even blacklisted, Paul or nothing is probably not even on the radars of the lowliest secretary at MPL. But fortunately, I am going to protest outside their offices next week with a microphone.
Oh, please do a live recording of that. That would be great.
Acknowledge podcasters! Acknowledge podcasters!
I'll tell you what, you do that, I'll go to the New York office, and we'll have a simultaneously live broadcast.
And then we get labeled like a terrorist organization because we have a coordinated effort. We have a goal.
Yeah, that's great.
Don't say alt-right tonight. No.
Right.
My gosh. I'm just, again, like a lot of these episodes, I end up sad at the end because I don't have things. I'm a jealous guy, pun not intended, genuinely. I'm very bitter. I'm shallow. I have very little emotional maturity. And because of that, we're going to have to bring things to an end. Tommy, it's been a pleasure. It really has, my friend. Thank you for putting me in my place. And thank you for bearing the brunt of cruel suitcase-based bullying for the past 5 years of my podcast. Meeting that suitcase was like meeting an old friend. It really was.
Sam, it's a blast hanging out with you, buddy.
Awesome. We're gonna have to meme the fuck out of this episode, I'm sure.
Yes. Absolutely.
I'm sure everyone's enjoyed it. But yeah, thank you everyone for joining in. This has been another spin-off episode of Paul McCartney called Macca in Your Attic, where Tom Hunyady has showed me his junk. Thank you very much, folks. See you next time. Play us out. Peace and love. Peace and love.